I'm going to tell you exactly what I do every single morning. And I need you to listen because I'm 101 years old. And most people my age, well, they're not here anymore. I've buried 3 wives, 4 of my best friends, and 2 of my own children. I shouldn't be here. Statistically, I'm an anomaly, but I am here. I'm here and I'm sharper than people half my age, and I'm going to tell you why. Because it's not luck. It's not genetics. My father died at 52, heart attack. My mother at 68, stroke. This is a choice I make every single morning. And if you give me 10 minutes, I'll show you what 101 years of living has taught me about staying alive. Not just breathing, alive. Let me tell you something that nobody wants to hear. Most people aren't dying from disease. They're dying from routine, from boredom, from giving up. I see it in the nursing homes when I visit my younger friends. Yes, my younger friends. They're 80, 85. I see it in their eyes. They're waiting for meals, waiting for visitors, waiting to die. They stopped moving. They stopped asking questions. They stopped having a reason to wake up. I had a friend, George, good man, retired at 65 like everyone told him to do. Had it all planned out. Golf, fishing, relaxation. He was dead at 67. 2 years. You know what killed him? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. He had nothing to do, nowhere to be, no reason to get out of bed. His body just said, well, I guess we're done here. That's when I realized something. The biggest threat to your life isn't cancer or heart disease. It's routine without purpose. So at 101, I don't have a morning routine. I have a survival protocol. And I'm going to break it down for you step by step, exactly the way I do it, every single day. 5:30 a.m. every morning, no exceptions. People ask me, don't you ever sleep in? No. You know why? Because sleeping in is practice for being dead. And I'll have plenty of time for that later. 5:30, I'm up. And the first thing I do before coffee, before bathroom, before anything, I move. Not exercise, movement. There's a difference. I don't go to the gym. I don't lift weights. I'm 101. I'm not trying to impress anyone, but I move every single joint in my body. Ankles, knees, hips, spine, shoulders, neck, wrists, fingers. 10 minutes, slow, intentional circles and stretches. You know what happens when you stop moving? You rust, like an old car sitting in a garage. Joints freeze up, muscles atrophy, balance goes. Then you fall. Then you break a hip. Then you're in a bed. Then you're gone. I watched it happen to my second wife, Eleanor. Beautiful woman, strong her whole life. Had a fall at 78, broke her hip, refused to do the rehab, said it hurt too much. Dead within a year. Not from the fall, from stopping. Movement is the signal to your body that you're still in the game. Every morning I tell my body, not today. We're not done yet. I move slowly. I'm not in a hurry. I'm 101. Where am I rushing to? But I move everything. I wake up every part of my body. I remind it that we have work to do today. 10 minutes, that's all it takes. 10 minutes to tell your body you're still here. After I move, I go to the bathroom, and I do something that most people think I'm crazy for. Cold water. Face, neck, arms. 60 seconds. Not warm, not comfortable, cold. Shocking. Gasping cold. You know what that does? It wakes up every cell in your body. Your nervous system snaps to attention. Your circulation kicks in. Your brain lights up. Everything that was sleeping comes online. I learned this from a Russian doctor in 1965. He told me hot water is comfort, cold water is life. I didn't understand it then. I do now. Most people spend their entire lives in comfort. Comfortable temperature, comfortable chair, comfortable routine. And you know what comfort does? It puts you to sleep. It tells your body everything is fine. You can coast. You can relax. Your body needs stress. Not chronic stress, acute stress. Short bursts that remind your system it's alive, that it needs to adapt, that it can't take anything for granted. Cold water, 60 seconds, every single morning for the last 40 years. People ask me why I'm so alert at 101. That's why. I shock myself awake every damn day. I'm not talking about ice baths or cryotherapy or any of that expensive nonsense. I'm talking about cold tap water. 60 seconds. You splash it on your face, your neck, your arms. You gasp. You wake up. Comfort is slow death. Discomfort is adaptation. And adaptation is life. Here's where I lose people. After the cold water, I don't eat. Not yet. First, I do something that matters. Maybe I write a letter. Maybe I read something difficult, philosophy, history, something that makes me think. Maybe I call someone who needs to hear from me. Maybe I work on a project. But I do something purposeful before I do something biological.
You want to know why?
Because it's the first thing you do every morning is feed yourself. You're training your brain that you're just an animal. Eat, sleep, repeat. But you're not an animal. You're a human being. And human beings need meaning more than they need food. I learned this the hard way. After my first wife died, I was 64. I fell into a routine. Wake up, eat, watch TV, eat, sleep. 6 months of that, and I felt like I was disappearing, like I was fading, like I was already half dead. Then one morning, I got a letter from my grandson. He was struggling, needed advice. So I wrote him back. Long letter. Took me 2 hours. Poured everything I had into it. And I felt alive for the first time in months. That's when I made the rule. Purpose before food. Always. Now I'm 101. And every single morning I do something that would matter if it was my last day. I write, I create, I help, I think, I contribute something, and then I eat. Feed your purpose before you feed your body, because your purpose is what keeps you alive. Your body can survive on very little, but your purpose needs to be fed every single day, or it starves. And when your purpose starves, you start dying slowly, quietly, but you die. Now, let's talk about food. People think I have some magic diet, some secret supplement. I don't. I eat real food. That's it. 7 a.m. every morning. 2 eggs cooked in butter. Vegetables, whatever's in season. Piece of toast, sourdough, real bread. Coffee, black. Simple, real, consistent. You know what I don't eat? Anything that didn't exist 100 years ago. No protein bars, no smoothies, no supplements, no powders, no shakes. If my grandmother wouldn't recognize it, I don't eat it. I've watched every food trend come and go. Low fat, low carb, keto, paleo, vegan, carnivore. Everyone's got the answer. Everyone's selling something. You know what works? Real food eaten consistently at the same time every single day. Your body doesn't want variety. Your body wants rhythm. It wants to know what's coming. When you eat the same thing at the same time every day, your body learns. Your digestion optimizes. Your metabolism stabilizes. Your energy levels out. I've eaten basically the same breakfast for 40 years. Same time, same foods. And I haven't been sick, really sick, in 30 years. No hospital visits, no emergency rooms, nothing. People think variety is important. It's not. Consistency is important. Your body is a machine, and machines run best when they're on a schedule, when they know what's coming, when there are no surprises. Breakfast at 7 o'clock, same thing every day. My body knows. My digestion is ready. Everything works. That's not boring. That's intelligent. After breakfast, 8 a.m., I do the most important thing of my entire day. I connect with another human being. Maybe it's a phone call. Maybe it's a walk with a neighbor. Maybe it's coffee with my daughter. Maybe it's a conversation at the store. But every single day, I have a real conversation with someone. Face to face is best. Phone is okay. Text doesn't count. Email doesn't count. Real voices, real connection. You want to know the real secret to living to 101? It's not diet. It's not exercise. It's not some pill or some routine. It's not being alone. Loneliness will kill you faster than cigarettes, faster than obesity, faster than almost anything. I've seen it. I've watched people die from it. My third wife, Margaret, lived to 94, sharp as a tack until the very end. You know what she did every single day? She talked to people on the phone, at the store, at church, anywhere. She collected people. She made friends everywhere she went. When she died, 200 people came to her funeral. 200. And they weren't there out of obligation. They were there because she mattered to them, because she'd connected with them, because she'd been part of their lives. I learned from watching her. Connection isn't a luxury. It's a survival mechanism. Your brain needs social interaction like your body needs food. When you isolate, when you cut yourself off, your brain starts to shut down. Depression sets in. Cognitive decline starts. Your immune system weakens. Everything falls apart. There are studies on this now. Loneliness is as deadly as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. I didn't need studies. I've lived it. I've watched it. Every morning, I make sure I'm part of the world. I talk to someone. I listen to someone. I matter to someone, and they matter to me. That's the medicine. That's what keeps me alive. Some days it's a long conversation. Some days it's just a few minutes. Doesn't matter. What matters is that I connect, that I remind myself and someone else that we're not alone in this. Last thing, after connection, usually around 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, I learn something new every single day. Could be a word, could be a fact, could be a skill, could be anything. Doesn't matter what, but I learned something I didn't know yesterday.
Last week, I learned how to use voice to text on my phone. Took me 3 days. Frustrated the hell out of me. But I did it. Yesterday, I learned a new word, petrichor. That's the smell of rain on dry earth. 101 years old, and I never knew there was a word for that. Why do I do this? Because learning is the signal to your brain that it's still needed. When you stop learning, your brain starts pruning connections. Well, I guess we don't need this anymore. We're done growing. We're done adapting. That's dementia. That's cognitive decline. That's the beginning of the end. I've outlived everyone I grew up with, every single one. My childhood friends, my siblings, my cousins, my classmates. Gone, all of them. You know the difference between me and them? They stopped being curious. They got comfortable. They figured they knew enough. They stopped asking questions, stopped reading, stopped wondering about things. They retired from life. I never retired. I'm still here, still curious, still learning. Your brain doesn't care how old you are. It only cares if you're using it, if you're challenging it, if you're asking it to do new things. So every morning I learn. I stretch my brain the same way I stretch my body. Not because I have to, because I want to stay here, because I want to remain sharp, because I want to be present. People think aging means decline. It doesn't have to. Aging means accumulation. You can accumulate wisdom, experiences, skills, knowledge, or you can accumulate regrets, aches, complaints. I choose to accumulate. The day I stop learning is the day I start dying. Now, let me tell you what this is really about, because it's not about the routine. The routine is just the container. What really keeps me alive at 101 isn't the cold water or the eggs or the learning or any of it. It's the decision I make every single morning when that alarm goes off at 5:30. The decision that today matters, that I have something to do, someone to talk to, something to learn, a reason to be here. Most people stop making that decision. They start going through the motions. They start waiting for the weekend, waiting for retirement, waiting for something to happen, waiting for life to feel good again. I'm not waiting. I'm living actively, intentionally, every single day. Every morning I wake up and I choose. I choose to move. I choose to engage. I choose to show up. I choose to matter. And you know what? Some morning that alarm is going to go off and I'm not going to wake up. And that's okay. I've made my peace with that, because when that day comes, I won't have wasted a single morning. I won't look back and see years of me just going through the motions, just waiting, just existing. I'll have lived every single one of them. That's what this is about. It's not about living to 101. It's about living every day like it counts, because it does. People waste so much time. They think they have forever. They think they'll start tomorrow. They think someday they'll get serious about their health, their relationships, their purpose. But someday never comes. Tomorrow never comes. There's only today, only this morning, only this moment. And either you show up for it or you don't. I've been showing up for 101 years, and I plan to keep showing up until I can't anymore. So here's what I want you to do, and I'm serious about this. Tomorrow morning, I want you to try my routine just once, see how it feels. Wake up early, move your body, 10 minutes every joint, cold water, 60 seconds. Face, neck, arms. Do something purposeful before you eat. Write something, call someone, create something. Then eat real food. Simple, consistent, real. Connect with one person. Real conversation, real voice, and learn one new thing. One word, one fact, one skill, anything. Just one day. That's it. And then come back here and tell me how you felt. Tell me if you felt more alive, more present, more here. Because here's what I've learned in 101 years. You don't need to live to 101. You just need to live every day like it's the only one you have. And if you do that, if you really do that, it doesn't matter if you get 50 years or 100 years. You'll have actually lived them. You'll have been here. You'll have mattered. That's all any of us can ask for. Subscribe if you want more of these. And tell me in the comments What's the one thing that from this routine you're going to try tomorrow? The cold water, the purpose before food, the learning. Tell me. I'm 101 years old. I don't have time for theory. I don't have time for maybes. Everything I just told you works. I've tested it for decades. Now go do it. And I'll see you tomorrow morning, 5:30. We'll do it together.